Hi guys, welcome back to Milking It with Sofiamiia. And today I want to talk about the big chop that I did. As you can see, I have short hair now, and I feel like every girl has like one thing that they're super insecure about. For me, it's my hair. It's always been like that ever since I can remember. Honestly, ever since I was born, essentially, because as I started like getting older, turning 4 or 5, my parents and my aunts and my uncles, my family was like, you did not have hair until you turned 3 years old. Like, you didn't come out with any hair. We were like, is she going to have hair? I was bald. My mom said she'd always put like a headband on with a bow so people would know I was a girl. And I just think that hair is so important to a woman's identity, to feel feminine, to feel confidence. So once I turned 3, my hair started growing. And I remember my hair being down like to my back, probably when I was like 7 or 8. After that, or then my mom, we bobbed it. And ever since we bobbed it, I remember being so upset that we cut it so short. It looked awful. And it never really grew past my shoulders since that haircut. In 7th grade, I started getting highlights to my hair. My mom really liked, me being like a little bit more blonde. This is my natural hair color. And when I started getting highlights in 7th grade, I started getting highlights probably every 3 to 4 months up until 2023. So up until I was like 29 years old, which is insane to say that out loud. Obviously, all the bleaching of it so often was damaging my hair, was frying my ends. I also like did not like my natural waves, so I would just be straightening it all the time. And then I went to college and I decided to experiment some more. I will say my senior year of high school, that's when I first started experimenting with extensions. The Bellamy brand, I don't know if anybody remembers that. Like Kylie Jenner was promoting them. I ordered a pair of like blonde extensions and I would clip those in. I wore those to prom. I am sure they looked ridiculous. I feel like especially with blonde, it's really hard to have the extensions match. Especially like I wasn't taking them to the salon to get them colored. I was just putting them in straight out of the box. So then in college, I started experimenting with more extensions. Me and my teammates would actually buy wefts and we would section our hair and we would glue in extensions for each other. So I did that like my freshman year of college, and like I cannot imagine like people probably sitting in class behind me seeing my tracks and stuff. I don't even want to know. But again, I was so insecure about my hair. I also in college started taking what are those pills? Like I can't remember like off the top of my head what the name of the pills are. Is it biotin? Biotin pills I was taking. Didn't really seem to make a difference. I've tried the horse mane and tail shampoo and conditioner. That didn't make a difference. I even tried prenatal vitamins. I would take them, and then I also heard like maybe putting them in your shampoo. I would try everything just because I wanted long healthy hair so badly. Still bleaching it. And then I think my like sophomore or junior year of college, I dyed my hair like a really deep red and it had blonde ombre tips, which I actually loved that hair color. But again, it was not good for my hair at all. So all through college, kept blonding it. I actually remember before graduation, I had like a teammate's mom. She was like, I could do your highlights for cheap at home. Big mistake. If there's one thing I learned, even when I was getting my hair bleached and like damaging it, you cannot cheap out on getting your hair done. Like always pay more money. It's going to be worth it. And before my graduation, the highlights looked so bad. Like some were blonde, some were orange. I had to go get it fixed professionally, and then they chopped it super short. So it was just kind of like a bummer. Like even for my graduation, I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I didn't feel pretty with my hair. And then I moved back to California and I got my first big girl job in San Diego. And when I got my first bonus check, I went straight to one of the top hairstylists in San Diego to get hand-tied extensions. So everything that I was researching about hand-tied extension was it's supposed to be healthier for your hair because they essentially put 10 beads on maybe like this much hair, but under 10 beads in a row, and then they sew the weft in. And I had 2 rows. And I will say, I don't think it's bad for your hair, but I was doing these hand-tied extensions for 8 years straight. So after the 8 years, my hair was just so thin. But I fell in love with these extensions. They blended in so much better. I was still getting highlights though. And I was spending a lot of money. I would say highlights plus a move up of your extensions. I was probably paying close to like $500 every 8 weeks, which is insane. But I loved the hair. Like honestly, it gave me like a pep in my step. And I loved it. I love extensions. I love hair. All that stuff. So in 2023, before my wedding, I was like, you know what? After like I get married, I am gonna like go darker. Like I can't keep up with these 2 rows anymore. It's getting too pricey. And I could just tell my hair was suffering. And I just always would be comparing my hair to girls who have like thick hair, curly hair, whatever it is. So I went a little bit darker, and then after the wedding, I decided to go down to 1 row of extensions and go a little bit darker. It's funny, the moment I went dark, everybody was like, "This is so good for you. This looks so great," but I was still having like an identity crisis. I went down to 1 row. I absolutely hated it. Then I moved back to San Diego and was like, I'm going through a tough time. I'm going through a divorce. Like, I need my hair back. Like, I cannot look at myself in the mirror. I already feel depressed. I'm already super self-conscious. So I went darker and put 2 rows back in. And before I came to Mexico City, when I was planning to come to Mexico City all in 2025, I was researching to see if there were hand-tied extensions here. There are a lot of places that do extensions. I couldn't find somebody that does the hand-tied. So I was like, I think I need to just take them out and go to Mexico City with my natural hair because I don't want to have to worry about like finding somebody to move my rows up. I actually cut my hair in between Christmas and New Year's. And when I could tell throughout 2025, every time I was getting my extensions moved, that my hair was just suffering, especially like the crown line in the middle, since that's where my rows have been for the last 8 years. It was just thinning really badly. And when I took my extensions out, like my hair was super uneven. It was so thin. So I honestly had no choice to cut it like right under my ear. And this is how much growth I've had since end of December, which is amazing. I did buy a pretty expensive wig, which here she is. I got her off Hair Vivi. She's like a $500, maybe $600 wig. Again, I cut my hair off and I just felt super insecure. So when I was taking some content online, I would put my wig on. When I was working, I would put my wig on. Even today, if I'm like really not feeling my hair, I will put the wig on. I'm going to put it on at the end of this episode for you guys so you guys can just kind of see like how cool it is. But since cutting my hair off in December, I've been really trying to take care of it a lot while I'm here. So the thing about short hair is I like it a lot when it's blow dried and curled and straightened. But since I'm wanting to get back to my natural curls and keep my hair as healthy as possible, it's difficult. Like I try not to style it. But obviously, I'm in Mexico City. I'm going out a lot and being very social. So I try to do it only like once a week. But when I let it natural, it definitely has like a lot more body. I probably can wear it like that in another couple months when it's a little bit longer because it obviously shortens up. But that's another reason why I have the wig is for when I don't want to do my hair, if I want to go like a stint and I just am not feeling it one day, I could throw this on super, super easy. So, what am I doing now to keep my hair healthy? So, I don't take Nutrafol. I take a different brand that I heard on a podcast called Wellbell. Um, I haven't seen like crazy results. Again, I also haven't cut my hair and have had no extensions. Like it's only been 2.5 months. So I can't really tell if this is naturally how it grows or if the Wellbell is helping. But I probably have another month of those supplements until I'm out. And then I am going to switch to Nutrafol just because they have such good reviews. I have been using this stuff for about a year. I've noticed on the top of my head, because that's where I'd put most of it because I had extensions here. The hair on the top of my head is a lot healthier than stuff in the middle. It's kind of even out now, but this K18 leave-in molecular repair hair mask is great. I put it in right after the shower. And something that I didn't know about this is you do have to emulsify it in your hands. So if you have this, make sure you're like rubbing your hands together so it's super, super white. And then I like to put these two products from Kerastase in my hair twice a week. So this is the Kerastase Nutritive 8-Hour Magic Night Serum. I used to put these on my extensions. My hairdresser recommended to me, and it did keep my extensions like healthy for a really long time. So I'll just like damp my hair, put this in, or if I'm wearing like a slick back bun, I'll put this in before I go out on the night out. This stuff is great. And then when I have that in, I also put in the Kerastase Nutritive Nutri-Supplement Scalp Serum. I've only been using this for a couple weeks, so I will report back. But all the reviews on this one are like amazing. So these things are not really cheap, but again, since it's like my biggest insecurity, I wanted to invest. And then I have some heat protectant, just this basic one. I actually didn't really know which one to get. So if anybody has any recommendations for not only a heat protectant, but anything that's helped your hair, I would love to know. And then I use the Opalex bonding oil. And I also use that on my wig. It keeps it super soft. And this is the shampoo and conditioner I've been using since I moved here. I did a lot of research. It's the Nioxin Natural Hair Thinning Shampoo. From what I've researched online, you really have to like stimulate the scalp, which is why I got the scalp serum. And the conditioner of the Nioxin, it like, I don't know what the hell it has in it, but it like is very tingly on my scalp. It's also almost like minty. Obviously, it's not mint, but it kind of feels like peppermint. And I feel like this has been working. The only thing about the shampoo is after I use the shampoo, my hair feels like rough. It's a feeling I've never really felt before with a shampoo. But when I put the conditioner in, it totally goes away. And then my hair feels normal once I air dry it or blow dry it. And then I got this like scalp scratcher when I put in the hair mask and the hair scalp. I just like to do this, especially on the hair thinning right here. So I just try to do like lots of scalp stimulation. I did not bring my red light mask with me to Mexico City. When I go back to get the rest of my stuff, that's the first thing I'm going to do. But something that I have been doing over the last year is putting my red mask on my face and then just moving it up to the top of my head. I also think that's why the hair on the top of my head is really, really healthy. And my sister, we kind of had the same hair for a really long time. And I want to say maybe 3 to 4 years ago, she decided to not put any heat on it and stop doing highlights. And she has beautiful, her hair's probably like down to her tits right now. It's naturally wavy. It's gorgeous. So I'm like, okay, I feel like if my sister can get there, maybe I can get there. So since my hair, like I didn't really have hair growing from like since I was born. I do feel like it is some sort of like hormone imbalance. I do have PCOS, which a lot of girls mention that they have hair thinning with PCOS. So I take this supplement from ClearStem. It's the Mind Body Skin dietary supplement. I do feel that this helps my periods be a lot more regular. It also makes my skin like pretty clear. And I think it just supports my hormones in general. What's in this is vitamin A, DIM, B5, turmeric, dandelion root, 5-HTP, and glutathione. So I take one of these a day, and I do think that's helping with my hair journey as well. So thank you for listening. This was a quick episode. But I just kind of wanted to talk about my hair. And like I said, if you see me with my wig on online, like I just like to switch it up. And if the Kardashians can do it, I can do it. So let me show you how I put this baby. And if you're looking for a wig, I highly recommend Hair Vivi. I ordered one and it wasn't long enough. And they made it super easy to return. I don't know which one this is, but essentially there is a strap and then a clip. So I'm gonna put my hair like in a mini ponytail, put this around and then clip it in my hair. And then I did have to cut the lace. I will say, I have not gotten down how to like make the lace stick down really well. When I go out, it's been fine. If somebody like grabs to kiss me, it's like it does not work. But haven't gotten too many kisses lately. And nobody's been really grabbing my face. So it is what it is. Happy Valentine's Day, I guess. In a bun, and I'm gonna put it a little up in the center like this so I can clip that clip under. And I'm just gonna hook this part on my forehead. Pull the strap. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, I recommend going to YouTube so you can see me do it. And I'm hooking it under that ponytail. Pulling this up. Let me see. Need to brush it out, but I don't want to get the brush. And voila. My hair is done in literally 15 seconds. So there's the wig. I love this color. Oh my God. Every time I put the wig on, I'm like, I want my hair to grow like this, maybe one day. So as you can see, it's a pretty good wig. The lace is really nice. This is the only part where I've had some troubles. I did get like wig glue tape to tape these down, but I think I got a wrong size wig. So this is an extra small because from what I've researched is if the wig fits properly, this piece won't pull up. And like I said, when I tape it down, it would pull. So I just think I got too small of a size. This is like an extra small head size, but I couldn't return it since I was here in Mexico. So to all the girls out there that feel insecure about their hair, I will say I have gotten lots of compliments on my hair. I'm actually really surprised. And not that I live for male attention, but I don't know. I always had this like idea that men like long hair, but I've had the most compliments from men, either men that are like my friends or like my friends, but also like people that I'm just meeting on the street. Like I do feel like it attracts like some, there's a lot of guys out there whose type is short hair. So it has not slowed down anything. And it actually really has helped my confidence because I'm like, oh, okay. Like I still got it even with the short hair. So I'll give you guys an update on my hair. I'm going to be like sharing stuff on TikTok too. Follow me on TikTok. I'd love to hear about your hair journeys or again, any tips and tricks. If you're using Nutrafol or Wellbell, I would love to hear that or anything that might be working. And thank you for joining me today. Bye.